Are you guys having fun down here? You having fun? Having a good time? Don't forget to, there's the wait staff. Let's give them a round of applause to the wait staff. They're doing great tonight. Getting all our drinks in. Yeah. Our next guest, our next student, I should say, and this is his first time doing stand-up comedy. He hails from someplace in the United States. As much as I could remember. But he's a Floridian now, and let's have a nice round of applause for Ryan Henderson. There, let's bring him on.
It is definitely a lot brighter up here. So does anyone else ever have questions that you feel like you're just not allowed to ask out loud? I have a few of those. The first one I can remember came to me like way back a long time ago as a kid in church of all places. And that is, who is fucking the sheep? I'm getting a few looks, like some of you don't know exactly what I'm talking about. But this is, in fact, in the Bible, quite a few places, actually. And for any fact checkers that want to look it up later, the first reference is Exodus 22:19, which paraphrase says, "Stop fucking the sheep." And for the record, I've fallen on the side of the man upstairs in this one. And your first thought when you read this is you're like, yeah, I can get behind that. No pun intended. And then you think about this further and you're kind of like, wait, why did they have to write this down? Right? Like, they made a law about this. And you don't make laws for one person. So this was apparently more than just crazy Uncle Jim. Like, this was a problem, and you wonder, like, where's the line with how many people this moves from, hey, this is really weird, to, seriously, guys, God said knock it off or he's going to kill you. Like, somewhere is the inflection point in there, and I can only imagine being the guy that had to sit there and chisel this out on a stone tablet. Right? This is the kind of stuff that you let it sit with you long enough, and it creates childhood trauma, and you end up in therapy at age 40. Which, by the way, I do highly recommend, if anyone hasn't gone. One of the things my therapist has told me is that I need to be more open and vulnerable and show all of myself to people. So, for our next meeting, I showed up to her office wearing nothing but saran wrap. And she just looked at me and said, well, I can clearly see your nuts. Which, as you think about it, we're all nuts in our own way, right? And we're all applying stereotypes to each other. And I bought a Tesla a couple years ago, before it was a political statement. And when I did that, I learned that there's a couple of stereotypes that people assume about you. They assume that either you're environmentalist trying to save the environment by not using gas, or that you're a big car guy that's really into torque and horsepower. And really neither of those are true for me. I don't know if you've picked up on this yet, but I don't think I give off vibes like I know what a torque is, or how much power a horse actually has. For me, it's much, much simpler than that. I'm what all of you would probably call conflict avoidant. My therapist just calls it being a pussy. And part of that is a deep hatred and fear of anything related to car dealerships and buying a car. I think this is probably one of the last things that we can all agree on, right, is how awful this experience is. And so when I learned that you can buy a Tesla online without ever talking to a salesperson, that was it. That was all I needed to hear. Because I realized you could go from being screwed by a salesperson to sitting in the comfort of your own home, pulling out your laptop, pouring a glass of wine, putting on some soft music, really setting the mood here and treating yourself right. And then all of a sudden, before you know it, it's over and you've got a mess to clean up. I mean, you bought a car. You know, another stereotype that I sometimes get is that when you look like Ron DeSantis, which, by the way, I'll pause and give you a second to see it, because once you do, you can't unsee it. I actually won a costume contest for this a couple Halloweens ago when he had the blue vest and the white boots after the hurricane. And I have to tell you, it was the best night of my life. Because I don't know if you know this, but people don't usually stop 5'7" guys and ask to take their picture. But that night, they did. But I learned that night that looking like Ron DeSantis in Sarasota, Florida, helps you get laid a whole lot less than you think it would. And I think that's on me, though, because I have a hard time reading women and understanding what they're saying, and I can't tell if she's wanting to take me home or if she's just still hoping to get her FEMA claim approved. So, if there's any single ladies here not looking to have your FEMA claim approved, the line will be here to the far right after the show. Thank you.
Ryan Henderson. You know, it's really amazing. So many of these people are